showtime.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Nita, your favorite diva, and I'm back. I'm back to review a new movie for you. This is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is directed by Sam Raimi. Yes, you may know him from the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. Some distinct horror films such as The Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Darkman, and Drag Me to Hell. The movie is starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Ochi Gomez, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, among many, many, many others. The movie is classified as an action, adventure, fantasy, along with some horror elements. Not from IMDb, that's just me. And the movie is rated PG-13. Might be hard for some people. I don't know. Not for me. It clocks in at 2 hours and 13 minutes. And the synopsis reads, Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens the doorway to the multiverse, including alternate versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. Now listen, what I will say is that this movie is not really the movie that they gave us, but I think that is the safest synopsis they could give us without revealing the movie. So I'll let them have it, okay? That is all I'm going to tell you because this is your spoiler-free review. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. You know we do here. I watch movies, so you don't have to. I give you the good, bad, and everything in between with no spoilers, of course. And I tell you whether or not you should know or go see it in theaters, right? Right. So let's get to the good, shall we? The MVP for me of this movie, even though the movie is titled Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, as you can see, the Wandaverse of Madness. Wanda Maximoff is the MVP of this movie. Elizabeth Olsen absolutely slapped in this. Her acting was impressive, and don't get me wrong, she was fantastic as we got to explore her in WandaVision, but this is the best that we've ever seen her. The way she emotes pain and heartbreak and other emotions, which I have to keep secret from you, is paramount to this film. The story arc, everything that she gives in this film, I think she really outshined him in this film. There was quite a bit going on because of the acting abilities in the multiverse and the different, we're talking about multiverse. It's in the title, right? So based on what we're doing here, we're in a multiverse. So you're going to have different versions of Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. I know, if you know, okay? So anyway, I think Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch did a great job as well. He did show his acting chops, but I really felt like this wasn't his movie. I really felt like it wasn't his movie. And I think that might be the reason why some men are turned off. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. I didn't think that Rachel McAdams would have such a big role in this movie, but she had more screen time than I thought she had or deserved. I mean, I felt like she was like, okay, but I think she really did a good job. Ochi Gomez, I hope I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, forgive me. America Chavez, she is the brand new person flopped into this film. The newest interesting addition. I loved her superhero skill set. It's really interesting, but I don't feel like they really did her any justice. They did not flesh her out the way I wish that they would have done. The music, the score, oh my God. Danny Elfman. Oh my God. And he's one of those, those directors and composers that work together. Oh my God. Danny Elfman and Sam Raimi. Fantastic. The sound design was insane because we had so many different elements where the sound cut out. It came in full force. I mean, it just hyped the whole experience for me. I was blown away by the visuals, the action set pieces, the music, the score. Y'all, I was thoroughly entertained with this film. Let me just make sure I tell you that. However, I'm not getting to the but, into the bad. However, this is definitely not the film that I was expecting. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think I enjoyed most of the film just based on pure entertainment value. I loved everything that I saw on the screen, from the opening fight sequence with the big eye. And listen, let me tell you this. This was done the way I wanted the newest Suicide Squad, when they did the whole thing with that bullshit. It fell flat. It fell flat for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And so, yeah, no. I think that the way they did this, and I forget what it's called. What's it called? I can't remember. If in post-production I'll put it here. But that big octopus eye with the big eye, oh my God, that was fantastic. I love what they did with the opening scene. I wasn't disappointed at all. There was a lot to be entertained by. What I want to tell you as a spoiler-free review, please, I recommend that you watch Doctor Strange, the very first one, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, and also too on Disney Plus, Marvel's WandaVision and What If shows. I think it will add to your viewing experience. And if you're watching this before you ever get to see Doctor Strange 2, there you go. And you're welcome. And there's some cameos in this movie, okay? And I'm not going to get to them, but we do know in the marketing they did reveal one, and it was Professor X. I really think that they should not have released that. I'm sorry. I think it would have been great to experience that in an unspoiled scene sequence in the movie. There was one particular, well, you still got one. Now, if you are a Marvel, if you are a nerd geek, a person who follows and watches, there is one that will put your mouth on the floor. However, it fell ineffective for me, and I'll get into that in my spoiler, because I really feel like I really need to go into spoilers, because there are a lot of things that I have problems with. However, for just my overall viewing experience, I enjoyed the movie, but I really want to get into a couple of little details that kind of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? There were plenty of times where my mouth was on the floor and I was audibly like, oh, they really, really went there. And that's what that exactly that they went there was most important and felt the best to me while watching this. It wasn't just your typical MCU experience, if that makes sense. The movie was really, really dark. Sam Raimi was pretty much in his bag doing what he loves to do. The horror elements was given Drag Me to Hell. It was given Evil Dead. It was given, baby. He was doing his thing. You definitely felt his imprint. Kevin was like, when we left, I was like, what did you think? He was like, well, it was a Sam Raimi movie. Like, duh. I was like, okay, yes, fine. He put his imprint on this movie. However, you could definitely see that there were some things going on from the pandemic, the panorama. This movie was due to come out prior to Spider-Man No Way Home. We switched directors. So Scott Derrickson wasn't the director. We got Sam Raimi like at the middle of the listen, like I said, it's not without its flaws. So let's get into the bad. All right. So the movie felt very, very fast-paced, and I definitely think that there was more story to tell. It felt like the movie could have been 30 minutes longer, but because we've been getting almost 3.5, 4 hour movies lately, listen, I'm good with what we got, okay? The reason why I'm not feeling the new phase of the MCU is because I don't feel that connective tissue that I'm so used to feeling. The MCU, what excels for the MCU is that the movies, it's all connected, and I don't feel that anymore. And I'm missing that. I'm missing that I'm still an MCU darling. I'm still an MCU girl. But it's feeling all over the place. It's feeling very messy. It's feeling very convoluted. And I think that's probably why sometimes people don't want to touch multiverses, because it takes the stakes away, because it feels inconsequential. So if something happens in this universe, okay, it's inconsequential to this universe. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we don't have that, and I'm missing it. And hopefully, I'm hoping, because listen, is Kevin Feige still on board? Is he still on board? I don't know. But it's really hard to stay excited, not really understanding where we're going with this. It's getting really convoluted. It's getting really messy. But like I said, I'm a Marvel girl, and I'm still here for it. I didn't like the way they handled America Chavez's character, and a couple of other elements in like the Dark Hold and the Book of Ashanti, and all of these things felt like MacGuffins and plot devices that kind of fell flat. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. Hey, I mean, I hope that's not a spoiler. I hope it's not a spoiler. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. So whatever. But I don't feel like America Chavez's character was fleshed out. She was just kind of plopped into the universe, and we was just like, okay. So however, I do applaud the huge swings that they are given to directors. When you look at Eternals with Chloe Zhao, and when you look at this movie with Sam Raimi, they really are trying to let them do their thing with producing new content where it's not as formulaic as the MCU. While all of them haven't landed with me, I'm really hoping that on rewatch, they're able to tie these things together where it just pays off in a different way, if that makes sense. And then also, too, I don't think that this whole multiverse that they're not doing the MCU any favors in trying to incorporate it. I just don't think that the talent is there in the script department. Don't know. Like I said, I don't read the comics, so I don't much know. But it's just falling a little flat for me. The stakes is like I felt like I was watching an extended version of a Disney show, like a Disney Plus show, like WandaVision and like What If, and a lot of things just felt inconsequential. Like the stakes just felt like they weren't there. So, and I'll just leave it at that, and I'll get into that in my spoiler review. But before I give you my overall thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, make sure you follow me on my social media. It's right there. While it doesn't crack my top 10 MCU movies, it's definitely not at the bottom either. I didn't have too many expectations going into this movie, and I think that's a good thing, actually. The trailers were so wild and crazy. I wasn't really a huge fan of Doctor Strange 1. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, what I saw, I was just like, oh, God, it's just about to be crazy. So, but like I said, I love the big bold swings it takes. This movie, to me, is far more superior than the first one. The acting was superb. The score was slapping. The fight sequences was great. They gave us more. It was less. Well, it was. Let me not say it wasn't no magic. It was magic, but it was a lot more martial arts, a lot of more different creative choices in the fight sequences. So I love that. The cameos were fantastic, but I wish they would have done more. This is more on the fan service. These cameos is more on the fan service, and I very much more prefer Spider-Man No Way Home the way they did their cameos. But anyway, they didn't do any favors for the multiverse, but they still was able to crank out a very entertaining film from beginning to end. I enjoyed every minute of it. Yes, it could have been better, but every movie will not live up to the Avenger movie. So temper your expectations and enjoy the next installment of the MCU. There are 2 after credit scenes. The first one is kind of giving you like some information of the MCU and who you might see in the MCU. So that was a great. I love who it was. I'm excited to see where it's going. But the last one, the very, very last one at the end, it was just there to make you laugh. And if you are a fan of Sam Raimi and any of his past films, it was a nod to that. So for my Diva recommendations, I have Disney Plus WandaVision and Marvel's What If. And then I also have Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And if there's nothing else, that concludes the end of my video and my review. Please let me know down in the comments whether or not you like my review. Let me know whether you liked the movie. If you already saw it, let me know down in the comments. Let me know you stopped by. And make sure you like, comment, and share my videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.